Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I ask unanimous consent that the amendment be considered as read.
Without objection.
Thank you. I rise today to offer my amendment to reduce Attorney General Merrick Garland's salary to $1 until he turns over all records, including transcripts, notes, videos, and audio files related to Special Counsel Robert Hur's investigation of President Joe Biden's mishandling of classified documents. In February, Special Counsel Hur released a bombshell report following his months-long investigation. Despite evidence of the mishandling of sensitive classified documents, Hur declined to recommend criminal charges against the president, noting, "We have also considered that at trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory." According to Special Counsel Hur, President Biden couldn't remember key details during interviews with investigators, including when he was vice president or when his son Beau died. While the transcript of the Biden-Hur interview became public a few weeks after this startling report, House Republicans have sought the accompanying audio tapes. After all, the audio recordings would provide the best evidence of what was truly said and how it was said during the interview. Transcripts cannot capture pauses, tone, inflection, and other cues that convey important context and meaning. Therefore, House Oversight and Accountability Committee Chairman Comer and Judiciary Chairman Jordan subpoenaed Attorney General Garland for these vital records. Due to the Department of Justice repeatedly refusing to comply with these legitimate congressional subpoenas, the House recently voted on and successfully passed a resolution holding Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. Unfortunately, but unsurprisingly, the DOJ announced that it will not prosecute AG Garland. This move not only represents the DOJ's brazen double standard and pattern of employing a two-tiered system of justice, but also the department's nefarious role in concealing the truth from the American people. Clearly, the Biden administration has something to hide from the public. And after President Biden's recent performance during a 90-minute debate, it's pretty evident why they've worked hard to keep these tapes away from the American people. Just like the live televised debate, the White House cannot spin unedited and unscripted remarks that raise serious concerns about President Biden's mental fitness. Some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have recently asked for more transparency about President Biden's health, with some on this very committee calling on him to step aside from the upcoming election due to concerns about his cognitive decline. Yet none have joined House Republicans in demanding AG Garland release the Ben-Hur audio tapes. Just weeks ago on the House floor, not a single Democrat voted to hold Garland in contempt. In light of recent events and growing concern about the state of the president's mental health, I hope my colleagues on the other side of the aisle now recognize the importance of these audio tapes, both to us here in Congress and to the Americans that we serve. Now we have another opportunity here in the appropriations process to force Attorney General Garland to comply with our lawful congressional subpoenas. Americans deserve to know the truth about the mental fitness of our Commander-in-Chief and the weaponized Department of Justice's efforts to shield the president. Congress must use the power of the purse to deliver much-needed accountability and transparency to the American people. Ladies and gentlemen, requiring compliance with legitimate congressional subpoenas is not about politics. It's about the process and truth. Attorney General Merrick Garland cannot disregard a lawful congressional subpoena, especially to cover up the truth about President Biden's potential criminal misconduct or cognitive health. Therefore, it is critical that this committee exercise the House's appropriations authority to force AG Garland to comply with Chairman Comer and Chairman Jordan's subpoenas. Accordingly, my amendment would reduce Garland's salary to $1 until he does. So, the AG can avoid all this by simply complying with the two subpoenas, per the direction and to the satisfaction of our two committee chairmen. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to support this amendment to show that they stand with the American people in demanding transparency and honesty from their Attorney General, and I yield.
Mr. Clyde.